Hi Internet, welcome to my YouTube channel where we do a daily crossword puzzle. Today we've got the Thursday New York Times crossword posted on May 14th, 2026. The constructor is Simeon Seigel. Will Shorts is the editor, and I'm John Appleseed, your host here on the channel. Let's see what we've got for this Thursday puzzle. I see some circles linked in triangular shapes. That will be part of a theme, no doubt, but we'll have to figure out what it means. Perhaps there will be a clue called a revealer that will kind of explain what's going on somewhere in the puzzle. One across is cliff formed by a fault. Don't know that. One down, anatomical containers. Those are sacks, like ink sacks on a squid. Two down, thicken. No, three down, palindrome on an Italian restaurant menu. Penne alla vodka, maybe. Four down, September to April in the oyster industry. The rule is you shouldn't eat oysters in months with an R, or is it the other way around? I don't know. Five down, alternatives to hourly wages. Salaries, maybe. What is a cliff formed by a fault? It's a word for a cliff. Can't come up with that. 13 across, my fault entirely. I think a different kind of fault here. My fault entirely. I want my bad, but that doesn't fit if Sachs is right. 16 across, feature that debuted on page 1 of the New York Times in 1997. No, 19 across, prime breeding environment for mosquitoes. Swamp or swampland, maybe. Swampland fits. Thicken is to stew, maybe. Let's try alla. Alla would appear on an Italian restaurant menu, as in penne alla vodka. A scarp. An escarpment or a scarp is a kind of cliff. Maybe that's right. Chew, cloy. My fault entirely. Maybe all me. It's all on me. I think I've got something wrong there. Unless this is R months. There is some kind of rule about months that have a letter R in them. Then what would be wrong? Swampland would be wrong. Standing water is the prime breeding ground for mosquitoes. Are we putting the molecular structure of water here? Two H's and an O, right? So if H2O goes into this molecule shape, then 19 across could be standing water. Would 8 down be the other one, if you ask me, or 7 down? Trellis piece? No, not sure. Okay, 6 across, avoided a tag. Say, a baseball player might slide to avoid the tag when taking the next base. Ecological concern for 6 down, that's probably smog. 7 down, trellis piece. And we may be using the letters H or O here. A latch or lace? Nope. If you ask me, in my opinion, okay, that gives us the O. I think we have two H's here. 9 down is gossip about informally, to dish on. 14 across, taste perception, first identified it in 1908, maybe umami. So, a lath, I think, is part of a lattice. Feature that debuted on page 1 of the New York Times in 1997, maybe color photos. I remember that was a big deal when color photos were used in a newspaper. So thicken is clot, like cream or blood, okay. R months looks right. Per diems for alternatives to hourly wages. 22 across, puente of the Mambo Kings. That's Hito Puente. Essence is pith. We got another water here. At sea for 24 across could be on the water at sea. Just as you were going, leaving me all at sea. The clouds broke, they broke, and oh, what a break for me. So that's a rare case where we get at sea to mean on the water, rather sailing rather than confused. Usually at sea means confused, or the other way around. Yeah, in the New York Times crossword. So 10 across, penultimate Greek letter. I think it's phi, I'm not sure. 15 across, physics unit name for a physicist. Not sure about that one. 18 across, the Confucian way is the Tao. The Tao that can be named is not the eternal Tao, as they say in the Tao Te Ching. 20 across, impression on some fancy sheets. Is there a brand of sheets that goes here? Not sure. 12 down, reassuring reply. It's okay, or I'm okay. 11 down, prolifically posting about one's kids in a neologism. I don't know that. And appealing, that's appealing. Some kind of fruit rind that is appealing? I don't know. Oh, this is watermark. For 20 across, impression on fancy sheets or paper would be a watermark. So we use the water molecule for both 19 across and 20 across. It doesn't, for the downs, we're using the letters rather than the word water. I think that's right. So watermark. So this one, 27 across, will begin with water, I think. Powerful light boat, powerful fireboat gear, powerful fireboat gear. A fireboat, I'm thinking of those little boats that pump water from the bay onto the ship that's on fire. They would have hoses or water hose, water hydrants, something like that. Okay, 21 down, certain tax-free bond, informally could be a municipal bond or a muni. 23 across, traveled path. Not sure about that. Water, I'm pretty sure it begins with water, because 20 across did. Nope. 30 across, rationalists' theology. Deism is a field of theology that has the idea that the creator created a beautiful clock and then set it on the shelf and left it to run on its own, I think. 24 down, relatively unusual. Odder, relatively tells us we're looking for a comparative here, I think. 25 down, had to have right away. Needed, maybe. Races against the clock. Time trials might fit. 33 across, blank da breaks. Dems de breaks, as we say. That gives us an M for time trials, for races that are against the clock. 38 across, biblical locale guarded by a flaming sword. That's the Garden of Eden. 43 across, gets bloated, say. And it's going to end in water, or water molecule. I think retains water is bloating. We'll put the H here. We might as well fill in the rest of our water molecule. So had to have right away. Needed ASAP, or some other four-letter word at the end. 36 across, ruthless Athenian lawgiver. Okay, this is, we get the word draconian from this person. Draco or Draco was a ruthless person, I guess. Palindrome on an Indian restaurant menu for 39 down is naan, a kind of bread. 48 across will end in water. What collects in a puddle? Rainwater. And then 49 across, things often getting free refills. Water. And when I was considering 27 across, I thought it would begin with an H, but it doesn't. So it's water guns, water something. Water, what gets free refills? Water glasses. Water Something like that. Okay. Let's finish this corner. 54 across, simile segment. A simile has as a in it, or as. 57 across, blank Friday. I want TGI Friday for that. 60 across, good periods are the ups as opposed to the ups. The ups and downs, the good periods and the bad periods. Her smiles, her frowns, her ups, her downs are second nature to me now. Like breathing out and breathing in. I'm very grateful she's a woman and so easy to forget. Rather like a habit one could always break, and yet I've grown accustomed to the trace of something in the air, accustomed to her face. So we put in ups and downs for the good periods and the bad periods. 57 across, Gal Friday is a phrase that I've heard before. It makes sense. His Gal Friday, wasn't that a Cary Grant movie, I think, maybe with Katharine Hepburn? Then we've got, I put in the I Ching for 44 down, the Ancient Book of Divination. So we've got references to the Tao Te Ching and the I Ching here. Nice little concurrence there. 56 down, uprooting tool is a hoe and a long lunch. A lunch hour, an hour-long lunch maybe? I'm not sure about that. Okay, let's try this center section. 35 down, hand at hacienda. So the Spanish word for hand is mano. Hacienda is a Spanish state. 31 down, hemlock relatives. Some kind of plant, don't know. 27 down, travel by pickup. To hitchhike, is to travel in the hopes that someone will pick you up. I think that's what that is getting at. 28 down, the elder or the younger Roman. Pliny the Elder is the one that comes to mind. Was there a Cato the Elder and Cato younger? I'm not sure about that. 23 down, velocity, for example. Rate? I don't know. 31 across, decree. Fiat, I'm sure Draco, the draconian Athenian lawgiver, issued many fiats or edicts or decrees. Maybe ferns for rel? Nope. Love struck, smitten. And 40 across, direction to bow in music. You might see, I've seen this on music scores, to strike the strings of your instrument with your bow is arco. Arco, the Italian word for bow, and it makes that nice percussive sound used to great effect in Mahler's Second Symphony, I think. So I guess fir trees are relatives of hemlock. Okay, did not know that. Put that on the list of things I've learned from crossword puzzles. I guess Cato the Elder and Cato the Younger makes sense. And this is water cannons that go on the fireboats. Yes, that does ring a bell. Okay, let's try rate for velocity in 23 down. Traveled path is a route, or route if you prefer. Appealing, that's appealing. Maybe a potato skin. I always eat the potato skin when I have a baked potato. I know a lot of people leave them aside, but that's where they put all the salt when they cook it, so you get that nice salty, crunchy flavor. Okay, 10 across. Let's try 5 for the penultimate Greek letter. Ohm is a unit from physics, I guess in a unit of electrical resistance. And so maybe it's not ohm. What's 11 down? Prolifically posting about one's kids online. Is it some kind of blank parenting? I'm not sure I've got these right. 32 across. Part of analogy is to, A is to B as C is to D. Flesh and blood are your kin. 41 across, squeezing out, eking out a living or something like that. And 45 across, pair for a pool would be water what? Water wings. Those little floaties on your arms. Okay, is this prolifically posting about one's kids online is sharenting. You are parenting by sharing photos of your kids. It is om, but it is psi instead of phi for the penultimate Greek letter. Okay. Yeah, P.S. I want to spell that with a Y because of psychology, but I think it's probably actually an I. I guess that makes sense. All right, eking water wings. Almost done with the puzzle. 47 across, tidy up in a way. Don't know. 49 across, things often getting free refills. I'm thinking water glasses, but water, we need a longer word than glasses. 55 across, broadcasting giant with hundreds of stations. iHeartRadio is what I always get when I try and listen to a baseball game or something on the radio and I'm out of market or in market. 58 across, origin of the words sky and scrape. Oh, maybe those are Norse words. Did not know that. 61 across, former small-sized GM cars. General Motors made a Geo, I think, the Geo car. Long lunch is a hero. Okay, so not lunch hour, but a sandwich that is long that you might have for lunch would be a hero sandwich. Get ahead of, to pass someone. Presaging disaster for 47 down. Would it be dire, like a dire prediction or something? 45 down, member of a slug-like Star Wars species. That's probably Hutt, as in Jabba the Hutt. Group with a satellite truck. A news crew would have a satellite truck. So 47 across, tidy up could be dust. Water pitchers get refilled. Though don't they use the water pitcher to refill the water glasses, I think. Okay, but that works for crossword purposes. 42 down, 7-stringed instrument that gave the guitar its name. Did not know this, but guitarra must be, I can see where we get guitar from that. 51 down, cut and paste is to edit. 52 down, force through a food mill. Not sure. Go way up to soar. So 59 across, Heather genus. That's also a woman's name. This shows up in cryptic crosswords a lot. Heather can be synonymous with Ling or Erica. I did not know that, but that is true. So yeah, I guess it is a genus of heather. Compound with a carrot-shaped molecule as depicted by this puzzle's circle letter. So here is our revealer, which we didn't need, but it's water, and to rice food is to force it through a food mill like cauliflower. I've seen that used in that way, so let's put in E to finish the puzzle. Okay, 17 and a half minutes for Thursday, so I think a little bit hard for me to figure out some of these. It took a while for the clue to click. When did I think that water was going to go in? Oh, when I put in swampland first for prime breeding ground for mosquitoes. Then the crossings told me that was going to be incorrect. So I thought, well, what else could it be? Standing water would fit if these, and then I thought maybe these would represent a water molecule, and that turned out to be the case. It didn't quite click. It's obvious, but I didn't quite realize that the other across clue would also begin with water, and then I took a while to figure out if the downs would also use the word water or if they would just use the letters that were in there. All right, so I like that one. A couple things I learned. I learned about Draco, the ruthless Athenian lawgiver. Sky and scrape both come from Norse. That's interesting. What's the other thing? Oh, and Erica and Ling as synonyms for heather. That kind of something I probably wouldn't have remembered, but was reminded of it by this. And I'll have to keep that in mind. And then R months. And are those the months that you can eat oysters or the months you can't eat oysters? I'm not sure. Beginning in September, all the months have R in them until you get to April. Then May, June, July, and August don't have R in the name. I like the repetition of the palindrome clues for Allah and Nan. That was clever. And we also had the I Ching and the Tao Te Ching referred to. So nice little Easter egg there. All right, I hope you enjoyed watching. Let me know in the comments how you did, and please come back for more puzzles and games. I'll see you next time.